Hello and welcome to another episode of Football Manager, where I take AC Milan on a Director of Football challenge. Now we are smack dab in the middle of the transfer window. The club has already made a couple decent signings, some wonder kids. They know what they're doing. But nothing else really other than that. We almost had the sale of Krunic for like 25 million euros, but that fell through. He did not take the deal, and I am very sad, and now he will never play ever again. But that's fine. We still have some days left. De Ketelaere's situation has been very rocky, and he just made his way onto the transfer list. And we also won our very first league match. We played Napoli. We hadn't beaten them yet this save in the first season. We'd played them twice, and we had drawn them once and lost against them once. So we finally beat them, and we have some other very big games coming up. We probably won't go into so much detail into the first couple while we finish up the transfer window, but afterwards we will take a look at our Champions League matches and see any of the big matches in the league that we have coming up. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Well, for our first piece of news, we have a transfer story. Our chief scout, Jeffrey Moncada, has put in a bid, a 11.5 million euro bid for Festi Abusele from Udinese. He's 22. He doesn't look great according to the scouting report, but if we go over here and we check out what he did last season, he got a 7.0. He got 8 assists. That's pretty good in an Udinese side. I mean, we would probably be playing him here as fullback. And while that is great and all, we don't really need a right back. We have Calabria, Kalulu, and Florenzi. But in the off chance that Florenzi is injured, if Theo Hernandez is injured, he will be very good cover. I mean, he will play over Florenzi. This will probably be Florenzi's last season because we want to play Pellegrino above him if he stays at the club. So it is all looking very interesting. I'll be excited to see his attributes when he comes in, if he comes in. And the contract negotiations are on. And hopefully he accepts this. He isn't asking for any more money than what he's making already. He doesn't have any sort of increase per year, and he's only been offered a squad playing role, which is perfect in our team. The board is doing a pretty good job so far, but we could still, what we really want actually is a striker. Noah Okafor is great and all, but he's not really a striker. He's not a good one, at least. We could switch him out for Leao. He could play as an advanced forward, but when we played him there, he didn't do much, really. So he's been successful with this deep-lying forward role. If he isn't doing well, then maybe we'll switch it up. And some bad news has reached the club. Pellegrino has decided to leave. He came to us last episode saying that he didn't think he could break into the squad. He didn't quite realize that we were going to train him for this left back position, but now our 10 million euro man is going to be leaving for about 6. I mean, his potential wasn't great. He was a very balanced player, though. He was just kind of unlucky not to play more last season. Tomori didn't get injured once. He started the most games, but I mean, it will be nice to get some money into the coffers, and maybe the club will then look to buy a new left back. And we've got ourselves an injury situation. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is out for 3 months. Benacer and Kalulu are also out, but they only have minor injuries. Loftus-Cheek now has a 3-month torn calf muscle. That is quite terrible, but it does mean that Musa will be the undisputed starter in this position. It was Loftus-Cheek last season. He had a fantastic season last season. That's a lot of seasons that I said. But Musa also had a good season at the end. He racked up 7 assists with 4 goals. Most of those came in the second half of the season. And he's just looking fantastic. His potential is still higher than his current ability, and he's only 21 years old. He's American, and he can link up with Pulisic when he's playing out on this side as well. They make a great pairing, and I am looking forward to seeing what Musa can contribute. And check this out. This is the biggest win that our side has ever seen. 7-1 against Cremonese. Teo Hernandez opens up the scoring with 2 goals before they get a red card. And then just all hell broke loose. Teo Hernandez ends up getting a 3rd goal for his first hat trick for AC Milan. I believe it's his first, at least. Then we also had Pobega, Chukwueze, Musa, Colombo, a good mix of players. Chukwueze scores a goal and assists one. Teo Hernandez also gets an assist. We have a Tomori and Chao assist as well. 2 Tomori assists. It was an absolute wonder of a game. We crushed them. Teo Hernandez with a perfect rating, a 10.0. Chukwueze with a 9.6. Absolutely ridiculous. Good to see our players in form. And I just got an achievement in the game that says that we have scored in 30 consecutive competitive matches. That is awesome. We are an attacking just demon. We will score against anyone. And Ebusele is here. At least that's how I think you pronounce his name. Either I'm going to call him Festi because that's way cooler. Festi is in, and he's not nearly as good as I thought he would be. The club rates him as a B-, but I would never bring in this sort of player for that sort of money. Quite a lot. A low salary. He's quite fast, which is excellent. We don't have like a speedy fullback on the right side, so he could definitely come in handy. His defensive duties aren't amazing or anything. Decent tackling, but terrible positioning. So he'll get an odd start here and there when there's injuries, but and he could even play as a left back option if we need him. So not a terrible player, but not a great player. All right, so real big news. I don't really know how this happened, but we have made a loan offer for Ansu Fati. I don't know exactly what the details of the loan are, but it looks like we will buy him for 60 million next season. That would be really cool. He is on the loan list at Barcelona, and just look at him. He is absolutely nuts. I don't know why he's on the loan list. I mean, he was loaned last year. He's played a few games for Barcelona, but they are still trying to get him out of the club. And, I mean, we will take him. He could play as a striker. He could play on either wing. I mean, our attack will be absolutely stacked if we get this player in. And we also, I don't know why it's popped up here. For our staff roles, our technical director is supposed to be handling any of these situations, but I mean, they value him at 8.25 million, but we're getting an offer for that much. I don't know. We'd have to pay 1.5 million euros of his salary every season. I mean, it would be better than the 5 that we're paying. But if he's on that team for, let's see, even 3 years, that'll be 4.5 million euros. And we would make like 1 million euros off of him. But if he stays at the club for another year, another 2 years, maybe we only have to pay that 1.5 for the 2 years that he's gone. So what? That's 3 million. So we'd get about 2 million in profits rather than losing 10 million on his salary. All right, you know what? Yep. Just accept. We're not going to use Origi at all. He's just not as good. I mean, we could use Lezitic in our youth setup here. He would be better. I mean, he's not better, but I would rather use him. Oh, snap. And the contract negotiations are happening. I don't think we would be buying him afterwards. It has this installment and future fees on here, but there's no mandatory or optional future fee on here. So I don't think I would end up getting him at the end of the season. I don't think we could buy him, but it looks like he is coming in. Oh, all right. And here is the Champions League fixture list that AC Milan has drawn. I totally forgot the Champions League is drawn differently. It is a totally different setup. But this is it. I'm very excited. We absolutely crushed Borussia Dortmund last season. And I think pretty much every team on this list is beatable. We beat Inter twice last season. And the real challenges are going to be Arsenal and Real Madrid. But if we do our job in the other 6 matches, we will be absolutely fine. We will finish very high up into the table, and we will do good this Champions League. And Origi is officially sold. 5.2 million euros. Stick that back in the coffers. 5 million euros off his wages. I moved some over so we could afford Ansu Fati, because his wages are like 10 million euros or something like that. So move some of that back over. Yeah, we can still afford him, and we still have some money left in the payroll. And here is another injury report. It's Lorenzo Colombo. He's out for 4 weeks. He will miss a couple important matches. I think the one against Borussia Dortmund, maybe Lazio. He'll be out along with Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and then our other players will be back in time for the big matches. But this is a hard blow. He started off hot. He got a goal. He got an assist. He was feeling really good. And now he will have to sit around for a little while. All right, so we are a day before the transfer deadline day, and we have beaten Torino 3-2. It was a dicey game. They scored the first goal right before the first half, but Theo Hernandez comes in with another clutch performance. 2 assists, one to Okafor and one to Rafael Leao. He got his first goal of the season. And Pulisic came in and scored immediately after he was substituted on. They did score a goal at the very end, but it was no worry to us. We got the 2 goals that we needed to stay ahead. And that puts us here. So there's a couple things that still need to be worked out. De Ketelaere is unhappy, and he is on the transfer list. So far, there's only one team that wants to loan him in. So that is not great. And then we also are still waiting to hear from Ansu Fati to see if he's going to come in, because that will shake things up at the club quite a bit. We also put in a bid for a backup goalkeeper, which is pretty cool. He's Italian, so he will fit in the registration very nicely. But for the Ansu Fati situation, if he comes in, then we don't need Salamakers at all. I don't even know if he'll fit into our squad registration. He's a really good player and all, and his value isn't very high, so we wouldn't get much for him. But I mean, we have so many players on the wing. We'll have, Chukwueze, Leao, Pulisic, Romero, Muzambo, Gonçalves, even Nipan or Halseth can play there. We have a ton of options for the wing. De Ketelaere can even play out in the right wing. We do not need Salamakers if Ansu Fati comes in. What we do need, though, is a center back. I didn't even realize when Pellegrino left that we only had 4 center backs. We have Tomori, Chow, Gabbia, and Kalulu. That's less than last season. What we could do is train Theo Hernandez over here, but that would be a waste of a left back. We could also train Pobega back here, just in case if our club doesn't bring in another center back. We don't really have anybody in the youth sector. We have one player, but I mean, I'd rather just train Pobega there. I think he would be better anyways. So things are a little dicey. We'll see how the last day of the transfer window goes. And our backup goalkeeper has made it. He came in for pennies. He's not great, but he's not bad. He will sit behind Sportiello in the pecking order, and hopefully we will never have to use him. So despite there being offers for De Ketelaere, the board has decided to reject all of them because they did not match the valuation of the player. We had Newcastle come in with a almost 14 million euro mandatory fee with another 17.5 million euros tacked onto that. 30 million, that would have been really nice. They would have paid some money for the loan as well. And PSV came in with just a loan. So did Atalanta, but both of those were rejected. We would have gotten quite a bit of money off that as well. Actually, we would have gotten like 3 million off the loan, plus a loan fee. So about 5 million euros for that. But we'll see what happens. Maybe they will change their minds. Here's another loan offer that was rejected, and there's only 3 hours left, and we still haven't heard from Ansu Fati yet. We would really like him to join the club. We would have liked to offload Salamakers, but it doesn't look like that's going to be an option now. I didn't want to offload him in case Ansu doesn't come, because he is a very good player for cover if we need it, but let's find out. And Ansu Fati has rejected the loan offer from AC Milan. He spent all that time, wasted our time and money. He could have been a huge player for us. We could have really used him. He would have been a great striker. We could have converted Leao into a striker. What a shame. What a terrible. He's already got 2 goals and 2 assists. Oh, man. Well, it's a good thing we didn't sell Salamakers then. All right. That's the end of the transfer window. And it could have been more exciting. We didn't have any major players leave on a transfer. We did have a couple retire, or one retire, a couple leave in the beginning, but no big player sold. We really wish Krunic would have been sold, because he isn't even going to make it into the Champions League registration. We really wish we could have seen Ansu Fati come in, because he would have just completed our attacking trio. We really could have competed for a Champions League, deep run at least, if not a win. It would have been nice to see De Ketelaere leave, but unfortunately, he's still here. The good things, though, is that we did get some very good young players here. Halseth just absolutely cracked. He will definitely be making some appearances this season. He's only 17 years old. Gonçalves, also great potential. He'll be getting into the team, no doubt. He won't be able to play in the Champions League, but he will get plenty of league appearances. And then Muzambo as well. Great potential. Also, just a fantastic youth prospect who will also be seeing the field this season. The only real weak point that we have is the same one that we had last year. We have 4 center backs instead of 5, and I think it is going to be absolutely necessary to train Pobega as a center back. He's a makeshift center back. We're going to play him as a ball-playing defender on defend. And he's got the attributes for it. He's not terrible. He's very average at everything. He'll probably be just as good as Gabbia. He is a homegrown player. It will be great if he is a very versatile, play all around here. Maybe even left back. Maybe not, because his crossing is terrible. But as long as he is useful for us, he will stay on the team, and he will be a perfect squad registration player. As for our tactics, I think we basically leave them the same, and if anything, we might want to train a 4-2-3-1, so De Ketelaere can have some space in the team. We have other players that can play those roles. Reinders, Musa, Halseth, they can all play that number 10 role. And yeah, I think we have the skill set and our players to do it as well. So might as well do it, and then we'll have 2 very dangerous tactics ready to go for any situation that we're in. So we had to make a decision about the Champions League registration. We had to leave Salamakers out. We also had to leave Krunic out. We had to leave a whole slew of players out. Let's discuss this with Salamakers. Let's see, I'm at a loss for words, he says. Let's see, I'd be annoyed too. I do apologize and promise you'll be registered at the earliest possible opportunity. You might be sold at the earliest opportunity. I can only offer my sincerest apologies as it appears to be an administrative error. No, that's not it. Let's see, I'm sorry. Squad registration rules pose a problem, pose us some problems, and somebody unfortunately has to miss out. Now that is it. Or let's see, it's ultimately a case of preferring other players. I just don't think you're good enough to help us do well in this competition. You know, that could help push him out of the club. We don't really need him all that much. I think we're just gonna go with this one. That is, oh shit. I'd argue that I'm at least as valuable as some of the players. Well, not really. I had enough wingers. No, I'm not. Let's see. I'm just gonna dismiss this. Just get over it. Alright, well, be unhappy. Sorry, buddy. We didn't handle that very well. Maybe we should have been a bit more firm on him, but, you know, what you gonna do? But yeah, so Salamakers didn't make it. Ruddy Krunic, he didn't make it. We decided to bring in Nipan, or Halseth, because he can play the 2 wing positions. He can play the 10. He can play midfield, which is what we plan on using him as. We want to use him in that Metzela position. He will do great there. Maybe as a backup for Reinders. He will be Reinders' backup, as well as Adley, but I'd rather use Halseth. So we just didn't need Krunic. We got Pobega. We have Adley for this position. We have Chow for this position. Well, not so much because we don't have any center backs, so he can't really play there anymore, but that's fine. We have enough players there. Even Loftus-Cheek could play in this defensive position. Oh, Benacer, of course. He'll be back. He's going to be the starter, of course. So, and let's see. Gonçalves, he didn't make it. Neither did Muzambo here. But we've got plenty of other solid players for the Champions League. All right, so I'm in a staff meeting, and Jeffrey Moncada, the person responsible for selling our players, says Salamakers might as well just be placed on the transfer list because his contract is running out. And you know what? He's unhappy. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll place him on the transfer list, and he can hopefully find the club that will appreciate him. And I mean, he's probably not going to be playing in the Champions League wherever he goes. So hopefully we'll see the last of Salamakers in the winter transfer window. Well, shit. I got the whole team mad at me here, except for Chikwueze, who supports me, which is very nice. That I feel like never happens, but everybody's pissed off about Alexis Salamakers, so let's discuss it with the squad. Let's see. I've been made aware that you guys are upset. We're not sure what you have against him, but no, I mean, there's nothing there. I hadn't realized there was even a problem, and I really do apologize. I'll try to act differently in the future. Yeah, you know what? I might as well just say that. See, I deal with each player on an individual basis and believe the way I've dealt with Alexis has been absolutely fine. Yeah, no, we're just... Sure. There we go. I think that was very productive. We're just going to sell him. We're going to tell him that everything's okay, and then we're going to sell him. But that, oh my goodness, look at our club atmosphere just plummeted. That is very scary. Our support just went down. let's hope that stays stable. It didn't go all the way down, so let's just cross our fingers here. And we've got ourselves an injury. It's Florenzi, the old man. He'll be out for 3 weeks. We'll send him to the specialist. That means one of our backup left backs is injured, which means we only have Festi or Chow. But we don't want to use Chow out there because then we don't really have any center backs. So we're a little thin. Every time we lose a defender, we become so very vulnerable. And bam, another win, and it was a tough match. It was Bologna. Thiago Motta's side plays very well. We didn't get our first goal until the 76th minute. Christian Pulisic comes into the game again as a substitute and just scores almost immediately, just like last time. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at this goal. It was absolutely brilliant. Tijjani Reinders, look at this. He pulls 3 guys in, releases Christian Pulisic, and it's a beautiful goal. But guess who the man of the match is? It's Theo Hernandez. He comes in the 80th minute and scores an absolute worldie. Look at this. This looks exactly like real life. This is well, not the game, but this is exactly the kind of goal that he scores. His 4th goal of the season, he scores a hat trick. He has 3 assists. He gets a goal here. I mean, he is just absolutely cracked this season. A very good win, and now we move on to our game against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. All right, and here we are at the eve of the Borussia Dortmund Champions League game, our very first one of the season. And here's the lineup. We have a full roster, or at least a full starting 11. This is our preferred starting 11. Maybe Loftus-Cheek in for Musa, depending on the form. But I feel pretty excited about it. We are going to be coming at this very positively. We're going to be trying to work it down the wings. A lot of our players are in great form right now. Okafor, Pulisic, Musa, Theo Hernandez especially, all in fantastic form. Reinders just got an amazing assist last game, so we are expecting big things from everyone. Leao, he still needs to pop off this season, so maybe this will be his game. The only thing I worry about is our club atmosphere is average, and it's because everybody is upset about the Salamakers situation, which is just great, fantastic. And if we look over here at Borussia Dortmund's lineup, they set up very similarly to how we play sometimes with the halfback, the box-to-box midfielder. They've got a target man like we did last season with Giroud. And they're playing with 2 wingers, and they are both very dangerous. This whole thing is very dangerous right here. So we have to stop anything getting to these players. We want to make sure we are stopping them in their tracks right here. And let's just get right into the game. Listen to that music. It is Champions League time. Borussia Dortmund is rolling out with a very good squad. We played them twice last season in the group stages, and we crushed them both times. Our team is arguably even better than last year. Our players have developed, they have improved, and they are coming out on incredibly strong form. We are currently undefeated in the league, and let's keep it going in the Champions League. All right, 15 minutes have gone by and nothing has happened. Christian Pulisic's foot is injured, actually. That is one thing that did happen, but Milan now have the ball, and they are trying to work it up, but they lose it in the midfield against the Gegenpress. That is very dangerous from Borussia Dortmund. Oh, no, and... Oh, maybe it's offsides. I sure hope it is. We are trying to step up on them. Oh, come on, VAR. Do us a favor. Yes, the goal is disallowed. All right, so we are going to have to work the ball up a bit faster, so they can't just win it in the midfield like that. All right, we've made a few tactical changes. We are going to play a bit more direct, and we've got ourselves an opportunity. It was close. Leao couldn't quite get up to it. And Borussia Dortmund work it up from the back. Milan tried their high press, but they seem to be breaking. Oh, until Leao steals the ball here. What can he do? He finds Pulisic out wide. He brings it into the box and... oh. It was a great opportunity. A good effort. Maybe that damaged foot damaged his play. We are getting some opportunities. They are better opportunities than Dortmund's. They have 3 shots, but only 0.05 XG. We're going to go into halftime 0-0. A draw is not too bad, but we are getting good opportunities. We want to make sure we put one in the back of the net. All right, we've brought Chukwueze on because of Pulisic's damaged foot. He's been playing well, too. He's got 2 goals so far this season, so let's see if he can get another one when he's got fresh legs here. Oh, it's Noah Okafor, and he is pretty darn good at working his way behind the line. We are actually training him to beat the offsides trap, so he could be very dangerous in the future. We're playing him as an advanced forward instead of his deep lying forward position because the Dortmund back line is quite high. We want to exploit that. All right, it's Theo Hernandez with the corner kick. And we still have the ball. It's Chukwueze. And he scores! Yes! Our first goal of the Champions League this season. It's a brilliant goal by Chukwueze. I believe he's done this before. I wonder if it was against Borussia Dortmund. What a fantastic take. Oh, beautiful. Right off the post. He came in for Christian Pulisic. Pobega also came in for Benacer, who wasn't playing well. AC Milan 1, Borussia Dortmund 0. Oh, there is not much left in this game, and Borussia Dortmund are still looking to find one, but we have intercepted the ball. It's Chukwueze on the wing now, and it's De Ketelaere. He scores his first goal for AC Milan in the Champions League against Borussia Dortmund. What a critical moment for this young lad. Chukwueze, again, just playing absolutely fantastic. Reinders with a great pass, a key pass. The team is doing great. AC Milan 2, Borussia Dortmund 0. We are winning this game. Let's go to a nice balanced mentality here. And that very well may be it. Oh, there's 5 minutes left, but we are cruising right through them. Oh, wait a minute. There is a free kick here. Oh. And in the dying minutes of the game, with extra seconds added on to the extra time, Borussia Dortmund get a consolation goal. I don't think it'll be enough. I don't think there will be enough time for them to get another one. But you never know. The game's not done. Oh, there it is. The game is over. And we've won our first Champions League match. Fantastic showing by our players. Chukwueze, he showed up like none other. Theo Hernandez finally had just an average game. You know, he's allowed to have one. Rafael Leao didn't do anything again this game. It's not good looking for him. We'll have to see if we can sort something out. Man, oh man, I started losing my voice like crazy last night. So I signed off. I'm back on again the next day. So if anything is a little different, that's why. But yeah, I'm sure it's absolutely fine. After the game, Christian Pulisic got injured. So he's out for 2 to 4 weeks. If we look at our schedule here, he'll be out probably through the Lazio match. And that'll probably be the last game that we play of this episode. We will go through, actually we might not even make it that far. We'll probably play the St. Gallen game, and then we'll save all of this fun action for the next episode. There's going to be a lot of good games now. So let's keep on moving forward. And this is getting Absolutely ridiculous. Mike Mignon has been injured so many times for us. I think this is the third major injury he's had. Last season, he was out in 2 stints. Now he's out for another 2 months during a really important part of our season here. So let's see. Pretty much all of this month and almost all of this month. He'll miss out on the Salzburg match, the Lazio match, the Inter match, the Roma match, probably the other Inter match. I mean, it's good that we have Sportiello and everything, but Mike Mignon is an absolute liability. He is a terrible player when it comes to injuries. That's not what I meant to. Let's look at reports. Currently out with injury. He's not like injury prone or anything. So why is he getting so many injuries? Medical report. Let's see. Yep. 5 weeks, 4 weeks. It'll now be 8 weeks. It's not good. It's not good. And this is some bullshit. I am pissed. Number 1, Ebosele gets a red card in the 48th minute. In the 48th minute, we already played 3 extra minutes. We were in over, and for some reason the ref wants to give him a red card. And then Teo Hernandez misses a penalty. We had 15 shots on target. Most of those came in the second half when we were already a man down. We had 2.5 XG. No goals. You know how many times we hit the post? I am floored. I am furious. I hate it when this shit happens. We were on a beautiful run, and for some reason our players are just in the head. Unfortunately, a lot of the players did well. Our defenders did very well to make sure that we, didn't get scored on. Sportiello did good, so I at least have to say that we should have won. But Chukwueze, De Ketelaere, Teo Hernandez, Leao, absolutely dreadful. The players that should be stepping up and doing something absolutely it. I mean, good. Davide Calabria is out for 2 weeks, and Ebosele is out. So, I mean, do we have any defenders left? I don't think so. The are we going to do? Bam. We have 1 defender on the bench. When is Florenzi coming back? Oh, yeah, he's out for another 3 weeks. Wow. Look at that list right now of players that are absent. Well, Macias doesn't even belong here. He's going to go to the U20. So is Vasquez. They don't belong on our team. They're not registered. They can't play. But look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 players out. Colombo will be back in a week, but that's still not in time for the next game. Okay. I can calm down a little bit now. You see, every other team has drop points as well. Juventus, they drop points against Atalanta, who in turn drop points to Juventus. Napoli, they lost points, a lot of points against Fiorentina, but it did give Fiorentina an opportunity to sneak up behind us, just like Torino did. Last season, Fiorentina is here now, and the manager is none other than Stefano Pioli. Scary stuff. Roma did get 3 points, so they're creeping up as well. Inter, they drew against Cagliari, so we still are safe. We're sitting pretty in first. We're still undefeated this season, so I believe we're undefeated in 11 games in the league, something like that. So nothing to worry about. All right, and here is our last game of the episode, last match. We have pretty much a full lineup here besides Mike Mignon. Kalulu is in for Calabria, who is out for an injury. We had to bring in some youth players, Neeson and Moselin. Just some defenders because we have too many out right now. But we do have, Lorenzo Colombo. He is back. He is barely fit. He can be used for about 45 minutes this game. So he'll sit on the bench. He'll probably come in if Okafor is not playing well. Let's check out the data hub. Here is AC Milan, or here is Atalanta. Skamaka, Yetter, and Lookman, a very dangerous front three. And then they've got 2 wingbacks who are going to be flying up here. That's 5 players. And a Segundo Volante, who will be in this area. Just about 6 players who will all be attacking. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. We have not won against Atalanta yet. We drew them once. We lost to them once. So this will be a very good opportunity to try and solidify our spot at the top of the table and put an end to this curse against Atalanta. All right, here we are. Away at Atalanta. They have a very decent team. On paper, probably not as good as AC Milan. And we're in good form, so let's go ahead and kick this game off. We may have had a draw against Pisa, but we absolutely dominated them even with 10 men. So with 11, we should be able to take Atalanta here. All right, Milan. Oh, we had the ball, and Darun goes off with a red card in the 6th minute. All right, I know I was very upset about the last game when we got a red card at halftime, but that sucks for them. All right, so let's attack. We have gone on heavy attacking duty to try and open up this 10-man Atalanta. Hopefully they don't pull what we pulled against Pisa and hold it to a 0-0 draw. And that might just be it because we do not have our shooting boots. Last game was absolutely dreadful. So far, not much better here. Now they've got a corner. The fuck is this? They put it in. Wow. All right, now we have a corner. It's Benacer. He puts the ball in. Finds absolutely no one. We are so bad at corners. It's Chukwueze. Oh, let's see. And what was that? It's Teo Hernandez with an early cross to the shortest player on our team. Very smart. Chukwueze puts it up to Rafael Leao, and it scores! At least he crossed it to the tall player. All right, we've got a very useful goal here in this difficult match. It guarantees nothing, though. Atalanta are a dangerous team, and even though we're up a man, they could still come back. They could still try to punish us. Milan with a free kick. It's Benacer. And a little glitchy there, but Okafor scores. What a good goal. They just don't have enough manpower to keep up with the movement. We just launched so many of our players up in there, and a perfect volley off the bounce. AC Milan 2, Atalanta 0. It's Atalanta with the free kick. They put it in the box, and Leao gets it. Now they're on the breakaway. There's plenty of players up in front of him. Can he find one of them? And yes, he chips it over to the top. It's Chukwueze. He puts it in the middle. It's Reinders! A perfect counterattack. The first touch from Chukwueze to Reinders, and the first touch from Reinders into the goal. Majestic. Leao did absolutely perfectly here. I didn't think he was going to do it. He chipped it up pretty high, but Chukwueze, look at that touch. Right in between the two defenders. And Reinders gets another goal this season. Very happy for him. All right, so the second half has started. We decided to lower the intensity just a little bit in our tactic. We don't need to be killing our players, especially when they're making perfect runs like that. It's Noah Okafor. He finds Reinders on top of the box, and he had to give it a shot. All right, it's Milan with the ball again. Oh, but Reinders gives it away cheaply. Don't like to see that. And Atalanta trying hard to get a one-off chance here. But we've got the ball again. We're going to be working it up. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Why do we keep losing the ball? They have 10 men. Stop. Just stop. Relax. Slow down the tempo. What is going on here? Just everybody relax. And I forgot to record the end of the game, but nothing really happened. We just won 3-0. Brought on some players. Colombo finally came on from his injury. Bozolan came on. He is a youth product. Not a bad left back, really. Not great, but he can do. Halseth, he's come on. And Sportiello had another very good game. Whenever he comes into play, he always does very well. So we're thankful for that. And we are thankful for finally beating Atalanta. This is our third time playing them. And we just couldn't break the deadlock, but we did it this time. And we did it with relative ease. We did get 3 yellow cards, but they got 4, 5. And a red card. So we definitely frustrated them. We did very well. It was at their stadium. And this was so far we're still undefeated in the league. So, all right. So things are looking pretty good. Things are stable. They're not amazing, but they're stable. We have quite a lot of injuries. Our defense is very shaky right now. We have too many players out all at once, but we can do it. It's not absolutely terrifying yet. If we have one more defensive injury, then things are going to get pretty scary. We might have to seriously consider bringing in a youth player or actually putting Pobega down there as a center back. But yeah, that's it for this episode. The next episode will cover quite a bit more. I think I'm going to try to cover about 2 months in the next episode and just highlight the very important games. And then the episode after that, we'll get right into another transfer window and see what happens with the club. I don't want to put too much information or too many episodes in between these transfer windows because it's really cool to see what the club wants to do, what they do with the team, and how we have to adapt to it. So if you made it this far, thank you so much. And please leave a like, a comment. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can get updates whenever these come out. And I will see you next time. Thank you.